What's up, everybody? Welcome back to That Gaming Show. My name's AJ Gels. How y'all doing? It is time once more for the weekly show. This is episode 186. As per usual with this time of year, there's really not a lot of super big news to talk about. There was some small stuff that I could talk about. The fact that Sony's apparently not going to be at PAX. I believe it's PAX East. I think it's also GDC. Some of the smaller conferences around this time of year. I know I'm calling PAX small. That's not a dig on PAX, but it's not one of the big three, being Gamescom, Tokyo, or TGS and E3. But you get what I'm talking about. Apparently, Sony's not going to be there due to coronavirus fears and whatnot. Again, hope everybody's okay. Hope that all gets settled out soon. Yada yada yada. Just not really stuff I cover on the channel, so I really don't have a lot to talk about with that. There were apparently there's been. I'm not sure if they're copyright takedowns, but there have been takedown issues from Activision to people who have been accidentally gaining access to content with, Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Apparently, people have been accidentally getting access to the tutorial for the upcoming Warzone mode, which is not a very well-held secret. Again, my thoughts, just, it makes you look bad, Activision. Not a good play. There was speaking of takedown notices, the cease and desist letter, or at least I believe it was a cease and desist letter from Take-Two and Rockstar against the person who basically made a sex mod for Red Dead Redemption 2. They told him to stop. Again, similar thing. I understand they're trying to protect the IP, especially after the whole hot coffee issue with San Andreas, but come on. It just makes you look bad. And also the modder, to his credit, is saying, no, I'm not, I'm not doing anything wrong. Welcome to the modding community. So again, not much to add there. CD Projekt Red has become, I believe, the second biggest developer in Europe. Good on them. I believe that's largest in terms of staff and size of the company, not necessarily grossing. Although grossing wouldn't surprise me with how well The Witcher sold. I feel like there was... Nope, I think that's about it. So, just kind of a quick takes on a lot of other stuff that's been going down this week. But there are three things I wanted to do this week. So kind of going in reverse order. We're going to end with the Animal Crossing Direct. I really don't know a whole hell of a lot about Animal Crossing. I know the basic gist of it, but I've never really played one. This generation has really kind of gotten me more into Nintendo than I ever used to be, especially with how great the Switch is. So I'm actually kind of excited for it. I'm going to be taking a look at something from IGN first with Doom Eternal. I believe this guy is playing... It's kind of like a challenge mode. I can't remember the exact name of it off the top of my head right now. We'll see it when we get to the video. But he's doing commentary and whatnot of when he went and actually did something for IGN first, so we'll watch that. Obviously, I'll be making my commentary on top of everything. But first was a viewer recommendation by Akita Touchdown. By the way, go check out his stuff on Twitter and Twitch. I believe he's also here on Facebook too. You can find him. Usually he shows up in the comments. Me and him will chat here and there or whatever. He's kind of put me on to a lot of multiplayer games recently. And by the way, that's kind of his specialty. That's what he does a lot on Twitch. Does a lot of PUBG, Apex, Brawlhalla, I think, is some stuff I've seen him streaming lately. So, like I said, go check him out over on those platforms. Lost my train of thought. He's been getting me kind of back into some multiplayer games. I'm not really a multiplayer guy. Generally, I'm not a big fan of them. But he sent me this link. He also sent me a link, I think, to something for DayZ. But I don't have much to add to it other than he did say it's on 40% off, I think, right now. It's on sale. But either way, he sent me this trailer that I really wanted to take a look at because Hunt Showdown really caught my eye when it first got announced. I really loved that sort of Old West, not Old West, because I looked a little bit into the trailer. I think it's like 1895 is when this game is set in Louisiana. But I kind of like that sort of, it's repeaters and revolvers and cowboy hats, and so that Civil War, post-Civil War aesthetic. I really like it. It's kind of dark and dingy. I love it. So it had me on the aesthetic. I love the concept where I believe you can play the trailer says you can play solo, duos, or trios. Basically, as far as I understand it, you get dropped into this map, and you're bounty hunters looking for like these supernatural entities. You go in with your little team and hunt down these creatures or whatever, and then your job is then to get off the map. While also there are other teams trying to do the same thing. You know, you can hunt down the other team, get rewards and whatnot. It kind of reminds me if the Dark Zone from The Division was its own game. So there's PvE elements, but PvP elements all at the same time. So it's a really cool concept. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Oh, 2 guys.
Take the shot. Alright, I'm getting a new hunter now.
New hunter, new guy.
Just on the invite, I'm ready to go.
Okay, let's go. I hear gunshots, watch out.
We're getting close to the clue now. I just must be in here. Can you cover me?
Covering. All clear.
Got it, I got it.
Shh, don't let them know you're here. Watch out,
It's got me, it's got me.
What the hell is going on?
So yeah, you can kind of see there's kind of zombies. There's some supernatural stuff. I believe your characters also have some sort of powers, whatever. And you kind of saw bits and pieces of it. But again, it's just this sort of old westy sort of aesthetic. I love it. It's interesting setting kind of this, like I said, PvP sort of game in this sort of setting, because we don't really see it very often. Oh yeah, I really love this concept, how it's objective based. It's taking objective based PvE stuff, but fusing it with sort of a battle royale mentality. I really love the idea. You know, I mean, obviously I haven't played the game. I'm not really sure how it runs. How exactly it's going to feel when you play it. I'd have to actually play the game for that, but. As far as concept goes, I really dig it, and I can also say the game is looking a lot smoother than it did a while back. I remember we watched some gameplay a long time ago for it, but yeah, I definitely love the visuals have tightened up a lot. There we go. That's how I want to say that.
Nice try. Still high.
Watch out. Don't shoot the emulator.
Coming in with stab. There's like a team of 3 inside.
I've got the one at the exit.
Clue number 2.
He's not in farm.
Taking the shot. Got him. Yeah, I think they're in there.
Oh, you think? Guy on the left?
Gone through the wall,
Nice.
Take it. Yeah. Oh, that was a good one.
Watch out, Hypo.
Just throw bees at somebody? Awesome.
Nice boom.
You go ahead, I'll block this one. So last clue.
That's why coming out. There he is.
Did you see this was the last? Assassin.
Good, I'm running away. Backing away.
Right, you're right. Grabbing the last one. Or guy just cloning.
We're vanishing now.
And now we wait.
Keeping an eye out.
Okay, I see that they're banishing over there. Let's go.
Alright, get your bounty, let's get out of here.
Get your own bounty.
Pretty sure there was someone outside.
Yep, I see them through the wall. 1 second.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Western exit. Yeah, I see them on the pier. I see them. They're making work. Right, let's just keep running.
Yeah,
get
run,
shot.
yeah.
Getting shot.
Watch out.
How many's there?
3 in the back, I feel.
Right.
I look back.
Cover.
Yeah.
Got one.
Oh, got one nice.
Yeah, I absolutely love the concept. I didn't available now. Maybe I gotta drop some cash and play a little bit on my downtime. What little I have, but from what I remember, I think the original from what I remember way back when was that each team would have their own objectives, so that you could play without having to fight other people. But now this is making it look like everyone's going to get the same objective, and they're fighting for that same objective, kind of like a King of the Hill sort of thing. So I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll have to really play the game and give you guys my final thoughts once I've actually played it. But I definitely, this trailer, I dig it. It's really kind of sold me on the game. I mean, obviously this is a trailer, so it's going to show us kind of the best pieces of it. I'd love to see the game in action. If anybody has any videos of that, of any gameplay or whatever, preferably developer stuff. I don't, as much as I can, I like to see stuff straight from developers, not necessarily from other YouTubers. It's just, for some reason, I feel weird taking, kind of commentating over their content. I don't know why that weirds me out. It just kind of does. But either way, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll play some on the channel. In some free time or whatever. Like I said, what little I have, but yeah, that's for future AJ to figure out. Either way, let's move on. We're gonna be taking a look at Doom Eternal. Okay, so we've got about 9.5 minutes here of Doom Eternal gameplay. Let's hop in.
What's up, everybody? James Duggan here with IGN to talk you through about 10 minutes of master-level gameplay of Doom Eternal that I recorded down in Dallas, Texas, when I was visiting for IGN First at id Software. So, before we get into it, if you want to see this gameplay without my commentary, you can do so at IGN.com, so check it out there. Now, what is a master level? Well, it's kind of a remix on a level you've already beaten. It has harder enemy spawns. You saw me just take down a cyber demon and a carcass there. Enemies that normally wouldn't be showing up in Cultist Base, which is one of the first few levels, but every single level in Doom Eternal has been built in such a way to facilitate these larger enemy spawns in the arenas. Using my flame belch there and making liberal use of the...
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to have to get used to watching Doom gameplay again, because holy crap, it makes my eyes hurt. Just watching everything just like fly by so fast.
Super shotgun as well as the
love the super shotgun.
The ballista there, trying to keep the flow going, and I'm going to finish him off. Kind of running low on ammunition. I could chainsaw an enemy, but I don't see any, so I'm just going to use the chain gun to eliminate that cyber demon. Gonna clean up these imps with the rest of the chain gun, running super low on ammo there, but able to put this last one into a staggered state, swap over to the heavy cannon, and get that nice little hard scope. All the cutscenes, all the narrative beats are still here in the master level. It's just the enemy spawns that have changed, and master levels are separate from the difficulty selection. So this is a master level I'm playing on Hurt Me Plenty. We can see there are these possessed enemies, chainsawing one there to get some ammunition, into a frost grenade, and finally a rocket launcher to kind of clean them all up. Those are not particularly difficult enemies. So what are they doing in the master level? Well, the good news about a master level for me anyway is that they're still dynamic. It's not just turn to 11 the entire time. There's a nice ebb and flow to combat. Some of the arenas really punch up the difficulty, introduce things like the Doom Hunter, even the Marauder, and some of the harder enemies in the game, but it's not just that. It's not just pure pain elementals and cyber demons. You still have kind of the fodder, and therefore they are fun instead of just oppressively difficult.
See, I think when you mentioned it right there, I think that's super important. I mean, I've played Wolfenstein. I'm talking the two good Wolfensteins, not talking the one with his kids, which, if anybody wants to say, it's, oh, why didn't you like Youngblood? Well, because Youngblood kind of sucked. It had so much potential, but I don't. Ugh. Either way, the two good Wolfenstein games, I played them on their upper difficulties. I kind of felt like that a lot of the times, like it's just being difficult for the just pure sake of it, and I get it. That's kind of the point of the harder difficulties on that game. Kind of like with Doom, it's like you said, the mode's called Hurt Me Plenty and everything. It's supposed to do that, but I like how they're not. How to put it? They're being they're trying to challenge you, but at the same time, it's accomplishable. It's I've always said it's a fine line when you're thinking about difficulty in games. It's I'm trying to think here. It's a fine line. It's you want to be difficult enough that you get that sense of accomplishment, but not so difficult where it makes somebody want to throw a controller at a wall.
I'm playing on the fully kitted Doomslayer here. All the mods, all the good stuff. Anytime you see me quickscope somebody with the heavy cannon, getting a glory kill on the Revenant here. By the way, the heavy cannon in Doom Eternal may be my favorite gun because of that quickscope. Just swapping to it and kind of quickscoping an enemy's head feels great. Switching to the combat shotgun here to get a grenade in the mouth of that cacodemon so I can trigger that stagger animation. Some enemies in Doom Eternal just kind of have a hard counter, and for the Cacodemon, that's certainly the combat shotgun. Combat shotgun, not a gun that I ended up using a lot once I had other options, so it's cool to kind of...
Well, yeah, you don't use the...
every now and again to take out an enemy that you know will be vulnerable to it.
Ah, where the fuck's my mouse?
Deal with here are usually the first that I take.
Of course, you don't use the combat shotgun very often, because the super shotgun is so much better.
Take out, which are the pain elementals that will send these flying heads at you that do a ton of damage and kind of chase you down, heat seeker missile status, but the ballista is definitely your best friend when dealing with those. Alright, let's check out another combat arena, shall we? This is a little bit later in that level, and pretty proud of what you are about to see. Opening up with a chainsaw because I need ammunition. Switching to the heavy cannon there, popping the headshot of that possessed, triggering that AoE blast effect, and then using some environmental.
Oh yeah, he's about to touch on it. I like the environmental touch. That's something I wouldn't think about using, but it's I don't want to say it's hidden, but it's nicely put in the it looks like it's a natural part of the environment. Put it that way. It's not, like, hey, look, here's a red barrel, shoot me.
Damage there.
It is red, but you know what I mean.
Ball to trigger the stagger effect on those two enemies. I have this Cyber Demon here, and he's definitely the main concern, using a frost grenade into the grapple hook with the super shotgun.
Yeah, I
get some damage and mitigate my own kind of damage.
I want him to
actually
I stand by. I mean, yeah, now that I know they're bombs, again, I see a lot more. I'm a red barrel, shoot me. But even then, I wouldn't think it's an explosive for the first time. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm dumb. Maybe it's because I'm not very observant. But I actually like that. I like how it kind of melds into the environment.
Mistaking a flying mancubus there for what I thought was maybe a pain elemental or a cacodemon. So I swapped to the ballista, but ballista's still good against ground enemies, but just super effective against air enemies. Flame belch there to try and get some armor. It's very important to think about your health and all of your resources while you're fighting. Taking out an arachnotron there. All of these enemies, while some are not particularly difficult in and of themselves, no enemy is trivial in a group, and that's something that I really like. When there's a Hell Knight, for instance, and you can see him, he's just going to get in your face and harass you. So you really have to take him down, and then something like an arachnotron or a cacodemon or even an imp that's normally kind of squishy and not necessarily a huge concern becomes more of a threat in that context. Taking out the Cyber Demon there, the Pain Elemental with a nice juke there. I appreciate that once you kind of scope in with these weapons, some of the enemies will try and evade them, which is pretty cool. Another Hell Knight, hitting him with the ballista. And this is this mod that allows you to kind of charge the shot up, which is super effective. When in doubt, swap to the super shotgun, and between you and me, a little secret. Anytime you see me using the super shotgun, it probably means that I don't know what else to do.
I
put about 4 or so hours into the game before this. Obviously played Doom 2016, and I play a lot of shooters, so hopefully some of that skill is showing through. But taking out both of the cannons here of the Mancubus with the heavy cannon, and that's a nice way to kind of hamstring him. But I guess what I'm saying is that there's a very high skill cap with the Slayer. There were a lot of variables I weren't using. I didn't do a great job of using the energy gun. Showing off a little bit of platforming here. That's
okay. Before we see the platforming, a few things. One, I like how he brings up the fact that there definitely is a skill. There's a he says skill cap. I usually call it something different. I can't think. What the hell I'm learning curve. There we go. Jeez, I don't know why that word was so hard for me. There definitely is going to be a learning curve to this. I had a massive learning curve when I played the first Doom because I'm so not used to like the slide and glide type shooters. I think I've gotten better at them as I've played them more. Again, talking about Doom, talking about Wolfenstein. But I can definitely see where keeping that flow, and I've seen some people play this game like just absolutely amazing. They flow like water when they try and play them. It's amazing. Seeing some people. I am not one of those people, but something else I wanted to bring up. Basically what I'm saying is I like that there's that skill curve. I like how there is, it's not just you start and you're good. No, there is a learning curve to become that fluid and to get there. I like that. The other thing is, I noticed he shot the cannons off that super demon. That demon. I don't remember that being in the original Doom. It might be. It's been a while since I played 2016. Maybe I need to replay it before I play Doom Eternal at the end of next month. But I really do. I'm hoping there's a lot of stuff like that in enemies. That there is. You know, you can shoot off cannons. You can do this to maybe kind of weaken them, so you can focus on other things before you put your full focus on them. I like that idea.
Going to be present in this mission regardless of whether you're playing it on master level or not. And the skill cap for the Slayer gets super high. I mean, you have the Frost Grenade, the regular grenade, the Flame Belch, the Chainsaw, about 9 or so guns, and actually 2 mods that you can actively dynamically swap between. So there's just a lot you have available to you, and a lot of tools you can employ to take out certain enemies of a distinct type. And actually, even the cooldown between the 2 grenades is not shared. So that's a great example of how the skill cap is just so high with the Slayer, and you can really be as good as you are willing to put the time in to be. Again, talking about those kind of points in between the combat arenas, this is one of them that mixes it up, spawns a pinky. I'm just opting to shoot it in the face for some reason. There we go. Hitting it in the back there. Using the Blood Punch, which is a crucial part of your kit. And here's a new enemy for Doom Eternal. This is the Whiplash. They are not only tough and do a lot of damage, but they are super evasive and can be tricky to hit. Thankfully, the Super Shotgun is pretty good against just about everything. Coming in and getting a really nice...
Oh!
Yeah. That's what I love to see.
Oh, I love it.
Skipping ahead a little bit, and some light platforming elements there. This is going to be the final combat arena we're going to go over in this video, and it starts out super strong. We have a Baron of Hell chasing me down. I am on the rocket launcher, opting to take out this Arachnotron first, get a Flame Belch in there to try and get some armor, and then into a Glory Kill to regen some health, and maybe even a little bit of ammo.
I love those glory kills, man.
I found myself grappling in with a super shotgun on enemies I don't want to be near, but it actually all works out. Cyber Demon, a great example of that. If you blood punch it, it will knock all the armor off. So that's a very, very quick way to deal with an otherwise difficult kind of bullet spongy enemy. And that's just the name of the game with Doom Eternal. For you know, every time you encounter an enemy that seems like it's going to take forever to kill, there's usually somewhat of a shortcut or some kind of strategy you can employ to reduce that time. And then other times you just got to scramble, like what I'm doing here, which is just staying alive, using your mobility to the best of your ability, thinking on the fly, going over to the ballista here to try and take down these pain elementals. And keep in mind, guys, you know, while this looks insane, especially when compared to 2016, which I've been replaying, and it is insane in terms of difficulty, it's very fun, but this is only Cultist base on master level, and this has only hurt me plenty, so it can get harder from here, and I can't wait to see what that looks like, and really kind of challenge myself with that stuff. Some enemies you didn't see in this video, I will leave mysterious for the sake of playing the game, and if you've stuck with me thus far, I would just really suggest that if you know you're going to play it, hey, maybe watch our coverage, maybe don't, because there's a lot of cool surprises in this game, and it's way cooler to experience them with your own hands than it is to watch in a video. Using the heavy cannon.
Yeah, you see that?
To snipe off.
Yeah, he sniped off that backpack there. Again, I like that you can do that to then focus on other enemies. It changes up the AI's approach to you. I like that idea. I like knocking off the armor. Again, I really like the stuff that we're seeing out of this game. It really looks like they took... I think you kind of brought it up. They kind of took Doom... They took Doom 2016 and just went, hey, let's do that. Let's do some crazier shit.
The rocket bits of that Revenant, and the final enemy I'm going to tee off against here once I get this glory kill on this Revenant is the Cyber Demon, and I'm going to do it old school Doom status with just the rocket launcher, but I need some ammo first, so I'm going to chainsaw an enemy. Blood Punch, kind of stagger him a little bit, and then just lay into him. You can detonate these, you cannot detonate these. Obviously, you know, you have your 2 dashes, which are extremely useful for dodging the fire here, and totally mandatory and essential. And then I'm going to finish things off with a really nice glory kill coming up here. Whenever we get that animation. There it is. All right, folks, if you enjoyed the video, shoot me a follow at ThugginDuggan. If you have questions, you can hit me up there for all things Doom Eternal. Keep it right here on IGN.
That's probably my favorite thing, the glory kills, or I think I always call them like takedowns or whatever. I love the animations. I love all that stuff. But nah, I know, again, as always, it's just, this is a lot of me sitting here going, oh, I like this, I like that. But yeah, I definitely, if I can be a little more analytical, I think the best part of this game is the fact that they took what worked the original Doom, which was just it being a crazy first person shooter that it's like, hey, you're just gonna go on a rampage, and that was the greatest part of it. And it looks like they're just gonna do that again. They're gonna say, hey, look, we're just gonna stay out of your way, just go freaking nuts, and I love it. I'm super excited. I think Doom Eternal, March 20th. Sorry, I had to double check the date on my calendar. We'll be playing on the channel, and yeah, I gotta load up the original Doom again and give that a playthrough again. Either way, let's move on to our final topic of today. Let's take a look at Animal Crossing. Okay, I'm sat down. I'm all ready for this. Let's go. Greetings everyone watching our Animal Crossing's New Horizons Direct. I'm so very glad to welcome you all to this information session. You see this year on March 20th, our long-awaited Deserted Island Getaway Package begins departures. My company Nook Inc. has prepared a special movie for this occasion, deep dive into Deserted Island life. There's so much we want to share, we've had to divide it into 3 separate parts. Part 1 is a refresher on our Getaway Package, a reminder of what we've shared so far. Part 2 will cover future development plans, and Part 3 will answer some frequently asked questions. So, without further ado, let's start Part 1, yes.
Thank you for choosing the Nook Inc. Deserted Island Getaway Package. This is one trip that we here at Nook Inc. can recommend with confidence. Your destination is a peaceful island where it's the little things that count. Like mingling with neighbors, designing your home, and simply enjoying life. Since we're nearing departure, it's high time we detail the many features and perks included in the Getaway Package. Upon arrival at the local airport, you'll be met with a deserted island positively teeming with nature's bounty. When applying for the Getaway Package, you can choose the island you wish to move to from a wide range of options. Would you like to live in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere? Don't worry, no matter which you choose, you'll experience all that the 4 seasons have to offer right from your island. Your departure date is scheduled for March 20th. That's when the Northern Hemisphere will just be warming up for spring. You won't have to wait long for the cherry blossoms to be in full bloom. Summertime brings its own share of delights. You'll see a wealth of lush greenery, not to mention a veritable treasure trove of bugs native to the island. Come autumn, the color of the leaves on the trees will gradually change, and so too will the activities available to you, from collecting seeds and mushrooms to gathering autumn leaves. And in winter, the island transforms into a chilly snowscape. The usual winter activities are a jolly good time. And the night sky above is particularly...
All right. So far, I'm having some alarm bells going off here. 'Cause as I said earlier, I really don't know a whole lot about Animal Crossing. I'm taking a look at this now. You know, this is really, I haven't been paying attention to anything of the development or whatever. Well, you know, with this Direct coming out, I thought we'd take a look at it and, you know, to see what it's all about. Like I said, I was kind of interested in it because I like games like, you know, like, granted, I never really played Harvest Moon. I think I might have played bits and pieces, but I've never really played Harvest Moon. You know, I like Stardew Valley, stuff like that. But right now, I'm looking at this, and like I said, some alarm bells are going off in my head because maybe I've been under a misconception of what Animal Crossing is. But I'm looking at this, going this whole deserted island thing, thinking, where's the fun of you're out on a desert island collecting all these resources, and there's obviously like a crafting system. Otherwise, why would you be collecting resources? But what's the goal? What are we doing? Am I building stuff to then sell? Am I just crafting stuff for the sake of crafting? Like, what's the point of this? I guess is what those bells are sounding off for. Because I don't see the point of it, so to speak. Yes, it's cool with the changing seasons and whatnot, but
as you can see,
what am I doing here other than just living?
You change along with them. But the simple joys of nature are just one reason that the island is such a great setting for your new life.
Life of doing what?
Not long after your arrival, you and your fellow residents will receive an orientation session from the Nooking staff. At this time, you'll be provided with a tent included in your getaway package.
It looks like the
residents about where you want to
looks
set
like the
up your new
containment
home base.
packages from The Division.
And theirs. If they're not sure where to move, please help them find the perfect place for their new lives as well. Hopefully, you'll agree that cooperation between residents can be pretty fun.
Sorry if you're hearing me
Although
fiddle
you're
with my
moving to a
water bottle.
deserted island, you're still getting a package deal. On the island, we've included 2 facilities to make your life there more comfortable. Visit this tent in the plaza to access Resident Services, which is here to support all of your daily needs. It's open 24 hours a day, providing residents with services such as the sale of everyday goods, the purchase of unwanted items, and helpful advice about living on a deserted island.
Okay, so right there, so I can sell items to these guys. Why? Again, it's making me ask the question. There's no, it's not like Stardew, and it's not like, again, from what I'm seeing, this isn't like a Stardew. This isn't like a holy shit, Harvest Moon. There we go. Where again, there's like a town, or there's like other people to like interact with and whatnot. In this game, all I'm seeing is you're creating this little camp for the sake of creating this little camp. I don't get it. And I've been seeing people be so excited about this, and I can see where there's a subset of the gaming community who would really like games like these, who love so like Minecraft or whatever. And I always bring up Minecraft when I'm trying to talk about these games that are like creating for the sake of creating. I don't get it. I've never found joy in that. Maybe it's because I'm not a creative person, but it's like I said. Maybe I'm not seeing the appeal here, but it looks like there's. How to put it? There is that element of creating to create in Stardew Valley, but even then, like I said, there's other characters. There's things to interact with that go beyond the farming. There's just enough to keep me interested to keep playing. I don't see that in this game.
And by attending our free DIY workshops, you'll learn how to craft a variety of items. First, just learn the DIY recipe. Then, choose what to make. And there you have it. It's ready. As you can see, with enough recipes and the right materials, you can build a plethora of wonderful things, even on a deserted island. You'll enrich your life with your own hands. Are you experienced with DIY crafting? Well then, stop by our customization workshop, where you can learn skills like changing the color of your DIY furniture or decorating them with your own custom designs. Making the tools and furniture you need by hand is of vital importance on the deserted island. It's our wish that you learn these DIY skills by taking advantage of our workshops. Welcome to the airport, where you'll first land on the island. It's also available for use year-round, 24 hours a day, beginning the day after your arrival. At the airport, you can use the internet or local wireless to invite residents of other islands to yours. And you can also travel to and visit other islands yourself. In this way, up to 8 people, including you, can be on a given island at one time. Feel free to get a good group together and make some memories.
I'll take features I won't be using for 800, Alex.
It also offers an in-game postal service, allowing you to send messages. Feel free to use this service to interact with other residents. Will this be your first time living somewhere so remote?
See, and again, I guess I don't understand the point of the connectivity here. It's, oh, you could go run around on other people's islands. And do fucking what? You'll mine resources with them, collect shit with them. So what, again, this is what I keep asking. What is the end goal? It's... I can kind of understand the idea of these games that are trying to be just worlds where you create and be with other people or whatever. I guess I get the appeal, but at the same time, why? Just at the end of the day, why? I don't think you... I mean, I know it's. I know I'm seeming very contradictory, saying I see the appeal, but I don't get it. Because I really don't. I don't see the fun in this. Because I'm not being told a story. I'm not really interacting with anything. There's no reason to do anything that I'm doing. You know, because I can just stand there and again, it's just. I'd rather play Stardew. I'd rather Harvest Moon come back. I'd rather. There are other games that that have similar ideas to this. That, like I said, I feel like have more of a purpose, and maybe I'm just not seeing it yet. Maybe if anybody thinks can explain that purpose to me, or thinking, well, AJ, this is what Animal Crossing is. Well, then I've been under an extreme misconception of what Animal Crossing is, and I just don't see it. So, but again, this is also coming from a guy who doesn't like Minecraft. And I know so many people. Oh, AJ, you don't like Minecraft? No, I don't. I'm gonna be entirely honest. I do not like Minecraft. Same reason. I just don't see the fun in it.
There are 3 big ways we plan to support you in acquainting yourself with your new surroundings. You're starting a new life, so in addition to your tent, Nook Inc. will provide some basic necessities as well as services. No need to worry.
So you'll give me a bed and a radio, but no food.
It has the standard apps like a camera and map. But over time, we will provide new applications to support all your deserted island needs. At the start of each day, our CEO, Mr. Nook, will make an island-wide broadcast to all residents, complete with a greeting, the latest on important island events, deserted island life advice, and more.
And then he'll tell us about what zone is being which zone is off limits in the island-wide battle royale, right? Yes, that was a reference to battle royale. I love that book. And I'm not talking about any video games or anything. I am talking literally the novel. I'm not sure if you call it a novel or book or whatever. The book Battle Royale. If you haven't read it, I heavily suggest it. It's kind of like the Hunger Games, but better.
This time on a deserted island, we're offering guidance and inspiration.
The movie's okay. The first one. The second one's kind of crap.
They're great for when you're looking to participate in some activities and you're in need of some recommendations.
Okay, so there's at least like a skill something
miles,
system.
Like so.
Okay.
The miles you save up can be used to pay off the cost of the getaway package, and they can eventually be exchanged for in-game rewards at the Nook Stop Terminal in Residence Services. Rewards range from in-game Nook Inc. merchandise to helpful items that can enrich your time on the island. To get the most out of every day, try collecting miles using the Nook Mileage Program.
Okay, so at least there is giving you some reason to do something.
Deserted. And so we'd like to take this opportunity to talk about some possible hitches you might encounter and their solutions. This is one nature-rich island. It's possible that you could encounter dangerous insects such as wasps or scorpions. If you get stung, you may end up somewhat irritated. Or worse,
Dead.
across one you don't think you can catch. Try not to push your luck and consider retreat. Symptoms can be cured with medicine available at resident services. And we recommend keeping some on you, just in case. Nighttime on the island can get a little dark. You're on your own, and you never know what creatures might be lurking out there. Please be careful when taking a late-night stroll. The getaway package promises a little adventure, so if you think about it, this is actually a plus. Your deserted island is surrounded by the sea, which means you may come across a castaway from time to time. Luckily, rescue is simple. First, give them a holler to make sure they're doing okay. Then keep them company until they wake up. Please offer all the support you can. They're relying on you to make it home.
So basically pester them until they wake up.
Although your Nook phone has a map application, it's theoretically possible you could get lost or find yourself unable to move forward. In situations like these, it's best not to panic. Instead, simply use the rescue service. You'll be transported somewhere cozier in no time. Given the services we've introduced so far, there should be plenty to enjoy on the island already. But if you want your in-game life to be even more comfortable, we will offer a number of optional extras. Does the environment seem a bit rough? Do you need a little more space for all your stuff? If you said yes to either of these questions, then we have an option for you: building a house. The loan has no deadline, no interest, and no assessment. And there's no need to worry about applying for one. You can pay it back at your own pace. A house offers so much more space than the tent you'll start with, and also has its own storage spaces capable of holding any furniture and baggage you're not displaying. That way, everything's nice and tidy. You get to be your very own interior designer, setting up the walls and flooring however you like. Really get the most out of living there. We've made it easy for you to change patterns at any time. As you can see here, we do some of the heavy lifting, freeing you up to focus on redecorating while viewing the room as a whole. If you own a house, we can also offer you additional extension and remodeling services. Whatever your situation, we have appropriate plans available, so please don't hesitate to ask us about them. Your Nook Miles can be exchanged for in-game rewards, including Nook Miles tickets. These can be used to travel to distant islands. The destination of these tours differs each time and depends on how the pilot is feeling. They're mystery tours, so to speak. These far-off destinations are small deserted islands full of trees and flowers. Of course, you can take many items back home with you, whether it's DIY materials or creatures. It's a nice change of atmosphere, and you may experience some unexpected encounters. We're certain these tours will prove to be one of our most popular services, leading to many repeat customers. Why not give it a try? With our package plan, up to 8 people can live on one island. One optional extra provided only to those islands with multiple residents is called Party Play. With this way to play, you can call up other residents who live on the same island as you, allowing up to 4 residents to enjoy exploring the island together at the same time. Whoever calls the others is the leader, making the others the followers. They can follow the leader around. That way, everyone can spend time together. As you can see...
Well, yeah, that one lazy bastard just sits there and sleeps.
That way, followers can quickly take turns doing what they want to do, even if it's just a little shopping.
Oh, the others are chopping down trees. That one guy's just someone just sitting there sleeping.
At the Resident Services Building. Please make sure to stop by and pick them up later. We are developing a web service within the Nintendo Switch Online app for...
Hey, again, I'm just not seeing the appeal. They keep trying to sell me on this. The entire idea, again, it just strikes me as progression for the sake of progression. I'm going to keep comparing it to Stardew, and I know I've been saying the same thing throughout this entire video, but I see more of an appeal in something like Stardew Valley. Like I said, I think there's just enough there to keep me going and wanting me to progress. With this one, the entirety of progression is based on just feeling good about progressing in this game. There's no story reward, there's no character reward, it's just progress because you can. I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm not of that mentality. Maybe it's because I'm misunderstanding something. It's just I don't see the fun here. I really don't. Or I don't see the long-term fun. I can see fun for 20 minutes. Sorry about my dog. I'm 90% sure we're getting mail. Give me a second. I'm going to go check what that is. Okay, I was right. It was just the mail. Sorry. Wanted to make sure there wasn't like somebody standing at my door waiting for somebody.
Real-world smart devices. It's called Nook Link. As an example, the service lets you scan QR code patterns of custom designs. With such a tool, you can use your smartphone's camera function to scan the QR codes of custom designs created in the Animal Crossing New Leaf or Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer games, and then download them via Nook Link. When connected online, you can talk with owners of Animal Crossing New Horizons and the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app using your smartphone as a keyboard or for voice chat. Nook Link is planned to launch in March of 2020, soon after the scheduled departure included in your Deserted Island Getaway package. We hope it will enhance your experience on the island.
Well then, now that you've seen part 1, are you interested in relocating to one of our deserted islands? No, not really. Now, I imagine with the grand potential, the destined future that awaits us all. Roll part 2, please. Part 1 was what's already been announced, and that was over half the video. I don't know, maybe this part will sell me.
With the Getaway package, you'll really get that deserted island bang for your buck, especially with only a couple of neighbors for company at the start. But our hope is to eventually invite more residents and develop the island into a bustling community. For this reason, we're planning to invite more animal residents to come live here. That said, we don't want you to feel like we're inviting others into your space carelessly. As such, we've secured this land in advance. And in some cases, you may be able to invite some residents yourself. But we won't stop there. We're also planning to build additional facilities on the island. Examples include a museum showcasing the rich ecosystem on the island, a shop full of ready-made furniture and goods you can't craft yourself, a tailor offering clothing and fashion items, and a campsite where you can invite guests for recreational purposes. We're hoping to enrich our residents' lives and foster a sophisticated culture on the island by gradually adding shops and facilities. With a little help from some connections.
Oh, what? Why Sonic in this?
The Resident Services Center is only a simple tent now, but we plan to eventually expand this tent into a proper building. We will also continue to expand our housing business, which is one of the main departments of Nook Inc. We can and will offer to expand or remodel your house while providing moving services for your house or local facilities. Also,
Good morning, everyone.
for remodeling, we'll need staff experienced in providing operational support. That way, we can offer the utmost in services and advice regarding the overall environment.
See, this is part of some of my frustration here is because I get it. They're trying to be cute and having the person kind of like trying to act like a real estate agent and sell you on this island instead of talking about the game specifically as a instead of specifically talking about. I don't want to say they're not specifically. They're talking about mechanics, but they're kind of glossing over stuff. You know, like they mentioned you can move your shop. Okay, so I can build a shop in this game. Who is going to this shop? Is it other people? Does it have to be other people? So to get the most out of it, do I have to play online? Or do the NPCs go there? And again, we've seen them talk. Okay, so maybe the NPCs are more than just blank slates. Like they actually do communicate and talk with you and everything. But what is the point? Like what do they do? Do they just run around the island haplessly? Like do they just collect resources and shit? Like, I mean, it's kind of interesting to talk about what they're doing in the future of how this island is basically slowly going to build into like an actual thing instead of just a bunch of tents. It's a cool idea. It's just, again, I don't see enough to keep me playing that long. That's my thing. I just do not see enough happening to keep me playing for that long run to get to that point where maybe it becomes interesting. I'm not seeing it.
Of your island. We're hoping to accept not only new residents, but also any guests who are tentatively paying a visit to the island. First of all, tourists are always welcome. In these cultural exchanges, we can show visitors what makes our island so special, while simultaneously learning about customs we aren't familiar with. We're actively accepting any traveling merchants who can offer up items that cannot be crafted on the island.
Why can't they be... Whatever.
And eventually, we will host a variety of events for you to take part in, such as fishing tourneys and bug-offs at the plaza in front of Resident Services. Through free updates, we plan to introduce special events with seasonal guests and more. We hope you'll continue to enjoy our services. We're sure you'll agree that starting over on a deserted island is already an attractive proposition. But
No.
here at Nook Inc., we really want our residents to create a one-of-a-kind island that they're proud to call their home. To help you develop such a place and realize your creative vision, we're able to offer you a range of additional services. These include ways to help you and your fellow residents get from point A to point B. By building bridges and slopes, you'll be able to comfortably walk around the island without relying on handmade tools like vaulting poles and ladders. And once the island is fully decked out, we will provide you with a permit. You can use it to freely pave your own paths. In addition, we can also provide you with a permit that allows you to undergo major construction on the terrain itself, including rivers and cliffs. With your very own infrastructure maintenance and construction permits, you can flex your creative muscle across the island. Make the most of them to make your island your dream home. As you've seen today, the Deserted Island Getaway Package offers you a wild new life surrounded by nature, just as its name suggests. Or you can lead a comfortable life in a perfectly planned community. The choice is yours. What kind of life do you want to live? The Deserted Island Getaway Package, presented by Nook Inc. Your departure is on track for March 20th of 2020. We're looking forward to meeting you all on the island.
Thank you all for the undivided attention. I think you have a good picture of the getaway package. I'm sure some of you have already decided to make the move. Others might still be thinking it over. I hope all of you use the time until our getaway package flights begin to imagine what your life would be like. Finally, I'm sure many of you still have questions. We have anticipated some specific ones. My staff has compiled these into a FAQ segment for part 3. Let's take a look.
Can I play the game together with my family on a single Nintendo Switch system? With one Nintendo Switch system in the game, up to 8 people in your family can live on one shared island. The maximum number of residents for an island is 8. Each user can register one resident, and each resident can, of course, build their own house. Does the game support Amiibo? Yes, the game supports Amiibo figures and Amiibo cards from the Animal Crossing series. You can also invite these familiar faces to Photopia, an island that exists someplace out there where you can place models and creative photo shoots. We plan to support additional characters in the future. Do you have any more information about visiting friends? While visiting other islands online, you can communicate with friends or players not registered as friends using temporary passwords. These features can be restricted via parental controls. In order to protect the environment of your island, some tools like axes and shovels are forbidden in visits with friends. However, friends who are registered as best friends can use these tools. It's no problem. Please use this feature when interacting with your closest friends. What if I lose my save data? Animal Crossing New Horizons does not support the Save Data Cloud feature. However, we're planning to offer a service for recovering backed up save data from the server in certain circumstances, such as console damage or loss. Will there be a special theme system to go along with the game? Yes. A special edition Animal Crossing theme system will be released on March 13th, a week before the game launches. A separate matching carrying case will be available the same day. Nook Inc. supervised the console design for your playing pleasure. Will there be any free updates after launch? Yes. We will offer free updates after the game launches, and will continue to provide free seasonal events throughout the year.
Yeah, you brought that up in like part
The
2, I
first free
think.
update will be on launch day, March 20th. By installing this update, you can celebrate Bunny Day with a special event in April. Also,
Why make
we're
that an
planning to
update,
roll out
not
a
just
special
part
offer
of the
for
game?
Animal Crossing Pocket
If it's
Camp
coming out
and
day
Animal
1.
Crossing New Horizons, through which players can receive special items in each.
I don't know, maybe I'm being too much of an asshole right now.
Details will be announced at a later date from the official Animal Crossing Pocket Camp Twitter account, so stay tuned.
Once again, thanks so much for attending our information session. Just one final tidbit after this presentation. I'll start sharing info directly on Deserted Island life via the official Animal Crossing Twitter account. Yes, I'd certainly appreciate a follow. I look very much forward to meeting you all on the island March 20th. A lovely new horizon awaits us all. We done here? All right, looks like we're done here. Yeah, I think I made myself clear. All of my initial interest is gone. Again, it's like I said. I'm gonna keep saying it. I just don't see the point. I don't see the fun. Yeah. Again, I've played games. Like I said, I've played Stardew. I like Stardew. Actually, I haven't played Stardew in a really long time. I guess that says something. But I've played games like Stardew. I'm getting back into into Darkest Dungeon. I'm playing with a bunch of mods and stuff right now. Roguelites and stuff like that really don't have an end. It's just they have, to me, but they don't have an end. But their purpose is it's a puzzle. It's a combat scenario. There's gameplay. There's something that keeps me interested and invested. And again, maybe it's just the kind of gamer I am that I don't see the fun of this, because I'm sure this game will be popular. I'm sure there'll be people who play it. I just don't see it. Again, I don't know. I don't know. Tell me, you guys, were any of you on the fence and seeing this? Did it sell you? Did it not? Are you like me? You just don't see the point of it? I don't know. I was actually, like I said, I was excited leading into it because, again, I was under the impression Animal Crossing was something more like Stardew or Harvest Moon. I keep forgetting that name for some reason. And it seems like it's missing that. It's missing an element that I just don't see the fun. Again, it screams more Minecraft to me, and it just whatever. I'm just gonna be saying the same thing if I don't close out here, guys. I want to say, as always, thank you so much for watching. Facebook, Twitter, the website, minds.com. Links to that stuff is down in the description below. If you have any thoughts on anything we covered here, tell me what they are down in the comments. Always happy to take suggestions and whatnot from you guys in the comments or on social media. All that social media is linked in the description. Also in the description are links and timestamps and everything like usual. Other than that, like, comment, you're not already. Please subscribe to the channel. And until next time, guys, my name's AJ Gell. This is the Something Game Channel. I'm out.